and they've been doing an excellent job. So we'll hear more about the Indigenous people in our forum later today. It's called Connecting to Mother Earth. We'll hear more about that. Now, I want to introduce you to a few of our directors of the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance. And I want to start with our Vice Chair, Dr. Jenny Ward Robinson. Jenny, over to you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you. I'm Jenny Ward Robinson, and I am proud to be a member of the Caribbean tree planting community, which is a component of the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance. And I'm excited about the week that will be forthcoming. Thank you.
All right. We also have Anthea McLaughlin in Trinidad and Tobago. I should say that Jenny is from Barbados.
Yes.
Anthea?
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Rosalia, for the introduction. Anthea McLaughlin from Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm the CEO of Bridge Foundation, and very happy to be here and excited to be part of this event and look forward to hear from all of you.
Wonderful. And we also have Suzanne Taylor-Batten.
Yes, thank you, Rosalia. Good morning, good day, everybody. I should say it's good to be here. I look forward to the week.
Good. All right. All right. So, you know, we all started back in April 2019 at a Wings philanthropic peer learning event here in Jamaica, in which several foundations from the Caribbean came together. An important outcome of that event was this agreement that we thought we should take steps towards creating what we wanted to create, a kind of network of Caribbean philanthropic organizations that would foster collaboration with corporate leaders, foundations, individual philanthropists, and other entities who are willing to be part of this kind of collaboration to strengthen philanthropy across the region. Importantly, we were very deliberate in recognizing the importance of us to address the core development challenges facing the Caribbean. And in so doing, to accelerate the achievements of the SDGs. So by September 2019, the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance was launched. We call it CariPhilAlliance. And we had a mission to improve the lives of Caribbean people and to create an environment for sustainable development in alignment with the SDGs. Our task is now even more urgent as we struggle through the profound impact of the COVID pandemic on the lives of Caribbean people. And in this context, we decided we want to focus on 4 key strategies over the next 3 years. Education. We understand the devastating impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on our educational systems. We also want to focus on empowering people. And of course, education is key to that. Empowerment and community development is a second plank that we have to do, not just in empower individuals, but the communities to which they belong. Our third plank is climate change and tree planting, because we know we must continue this. This is an existential threat for all of us. And importantly, we have to find sustainable financing to drive these activities. So these are our core strategies. Now, the Caribbean Tree Planting Project is the core strategy to address climate change through tree planting. It's clearly not a panacea to climate change, but we see it as a way in which all of us, men, women, children, all of us can work together to contribute to addressing climate change. This SDG 13 and other SDGs. Very importantly, planting trees enable us to address the 12 worst performing SDGs in the Caribbean. According to the 2020 SDG report, these include hunger, zero hunger, that's the SDG 2. We are planting trees that feed. And we're doing this in collaboration with our major partner, the Trees That Feed Foundation. We're so happy to partner with them on this. SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. Trees are natural sponges and most of the effective land cover for maintaining good water quality. So we're tackling SDG 6. SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. Trees provide decent income for many people, and innovative eco-tourist products can enhance economic growth. SDG 9, industry, innovation, infrastructure. An innovative agricultural sector, agribusiness, is essential to addressing food security and other concerns. SDG 10, in reducing inequalities. Innovative tree products can generate income to reduce wage inequalities and income disparities, especially for women. SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. Urban forests are important in combating climate change and providing shade to reduce urban heat island effect and to also sequester carbon and more. There are other SDGs that we think planting trees will enable us to address. So we're not just planting trees, we're actively addressing Caribbean development challenges, mobilizing philanthropy for development. So as we do this, we think it's important to promote youth activism. That's central. And it's a central objective in our Caribbean tree planting project. And so I would have turned to our youngest director and youth leader, Chaz Garway, but he was unfortunately could make it this morning. And so I'm going to hand over now to Anthea McLaughlin, who will just tell us about the important role of young people and more about the tree planting project. Anthea?
Thank you, Rosalie. And I'm proud to represent Chaz Garway today. I am the board member of CariPhilAlliance, and we are especially thankful for the young participation. And we wish to highlight and acknowledge the commitment and dedication of our youth ambassadors and other youth across the region who boldly undertook the responsibility to organize activities in their communities and elsewhere on the ground, and who have remained focused and resolute and steadfast, strengthen the partnerships and ensure the achievement of the project targets. Over the past 16 months, beginning in February 2020, notwithstanding all the challenges that we know were present for all of us throughout the region and indeed the world, which was plunged into the throes of COVID-19 pandemic, this ambitious tree planting initiative stood tall and was implemented by the CariPhilAlliance. The Caribbean Tree Planting Project is especially aimed at planting 1 million trees and engaging related climate action activities in at least 10 Caribbean countries, promoting Caribbean youth Caribbean diaspora activism around climate change, and highlighting the significance of the multi-stakeholder partnerships and collaborative actions, especially among our philanthropists. Some of them are here today and across the region to accelerate achievement of SDGs, especially SDG 13, as we all know, climate action, SDG 15, life on land, and of course, SDG 17, partnerships. Our young leader, Chaz, he's not here, but has been phenomenal. He has taken charge and the responsibility of our Caribbean ambassadors, and successfully tree planting project is largely due to his work and his leadership and to the large volunteer group who dedicated themselves to provide tree planting projects. As CariPhil continues to explore opportunities to raise awareness, advocate for changes in policy and practice, and leverage resources to scale up and sustain the work that has begun. We are all encouraged by their enthusiasm of the Caribbean youth leaders, and we have been challenged by them, and they have challenged us to continue the program for a minimum of another year as they volunteer their ongoing involvement. The region is in good hands, and we applaud our youth. So I'm going to ask you to give them Round of applause. It's truly been amazing to actively witness the growth of the seed planted as the idea of tree planting project germinated to become this remarkable achievement. To date, 1.5 million trees were planted. To be exact, 1,514 trees, 463 trees were planted. And innovative strategies for climate action in the Caribbean are being internationally pursued. Importantly, the Caribbean Tree Planting Project strategically facilitated the rollout of the CariPhilAlliance cross-cutting agenda, which you heard Rosalia share this morning, aligned with the UN SDG goals. In addition to climate action, this project supports life on land through protecting biodiversity, restoring ecosystems, and safeguarding the cultural roots of the Caribbean, making cities and human settlements inclusive and resilient. In regards to partnerships, we have done a lot. This year, CariPhil has served as a shining example of collaboration and partnership. We have aligned with SDG 17, Partnerships for Goals, to address the environmental challenges across the Caribbean region. Partnerships across sectors has emerged as one of the defining concepts of international development in the 21st century and necessary for transformational change. We have experienced transformation firsthand through our Caribbean Tree Planting Initiative. We have built over 347 partnerships. Can you believe that? 347 partnerships across 22 countries and territories in the Caribbean region, and continue to build with the support of over 4,854 youth. That's no small feat. Today, we applaud not only the sustained efforts to ensure the planting of 1,514 trees, 463 trees to date, we also celebrate, notwithstanding the geographic boundaries, our unprecedented Caribbean achievement of cooperation and cohesion toward implementation of our targeted objectives. Our partners are international and regional, and they include many. And some are here today. They include Georgia State University, USA, Alba Clothing Line of Denmark, Clinton Global Initiative, of course, the Lascaux Tin Foundation, and many more, and many others. We invite you to visit our website to see our partnerships list, which are big and deep and strong, and to learn more about our partners and how you can become a partner as well in our efforts. So I applaud everyone that's here today and congratulate the youth. And we're just very excited to share the many achievements of the CariPhilAlliance. So over to you, Jenny. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anthea. And I think by now you all understand why we are so excited about this alliance, the partnerships, the youth ambassadors, and all that are involved in this process. And at the heart of this, one of our pillars is education. And I'm sure you understand, in order to achieve these goals, education plays an essential role. We know that education plays an essential role in building suitable, sustainable, and inclusive, resilient societies. And in fact, if we did not know, COVID reminded us in the Caribbean that we must undertake and plant education as core to our actions so that our island nations not only will become adaptive, but will become resilient and therefore be sustainable. And we at CariPhilAlliance have taken this on, and we are exemplifying and activating, bringing our education alive best through our tree planting activities. So in achieving this goal, we have leveraged technology across 22 countries and territories that are participating with us. We share critical information on best practices with respect to the quality of the trees, the categories of the trees, the classification of the trees. You've heard us talk about trees that feed, trees that beautify, trees that help in mitigating climate impact. And so for us, education is alive. And through these experiences, we are growing, and we not only have achieved the trees we planted, but we are excited about doubling this effort as we're going forward and beyond. So we are grateful to all those who have provided technical experience, because it has helped us to develop individual skills, organizational and institutional capacities. It has strengthened our regional collaboration, and it has built a network of cooperative activities. We are looking forward to implementing these and other activities as we focus on our pillars aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly those goals and efforts that will build on these experiences to ensure that our Caribbean region achieves its inclusive, equitable commitment to quality education and promote lifelong learning for all. Thank you, and I present Suzanne.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Hello, everyone again. As a member of the Board of Directors of the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance, it is my absolute delight to extend a personal invitation for you to participate in the exciting week of activities from July 5th through the 11th, 2021, when young tree planting ambassadors of the Caribbean Tree Planting Project will lead initiatives and join other stakeholders in the Caribbean's first tree planting week of action. We will shortly share with you the program of virtual regional activities that will be conducted during the week, beginning with this opening ceremony. Tree planting and other activities will also be organized by the national teams across the Caribbean. Friends, this is just one shining example of what can result from a focused determination to collaborate as a region. As we celebrate the impact and success of the Regional Tree Planting Project, we invite you to learn more about the work of the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance and to offer your support and participation through membership. We encourage you to get involved by visiting our website at www.CariPhilAlliance.org. I believe it's in the chat. We wish all the participants and speakers a successful program. I'll turn it back over to you, Rosalia.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. I want to introduce one other member of our board of directors, Dr. Paul Allwood, who is here with us. He's doing some exciting things and have really played an important role to getting us here. Paul?
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Rosalia, for that kind introduction. You know, I am just so thrilled, you know, to be part of this event. You know, the series of events this week are just fascinating, and I'm particularly tickled by, you know, the upcoming journey of the baobab tree, because, you know, to me, it underscores the essential connection between our history as parts of the African diaspora and, you know, where we are today and where we've come from. So I'm really excited about, you know, just this whole effort and the success, which is really indescribable, and look forward to another year of even more amazing successes. And, you know, I just want to thank all of you for, you know, staying true and really committed to this effort. And for Rosalia, it was indefatigable. You know, she's managed to kind of pull this effort together by sheer force of will. And you know, we're all very blessed to have her in that role. Thank you all for being here, and, you know, thank you for allowing me to say hello.
All right, thank you, Paul. Well, you know, we wouldn't have had this week unless we were able to put an amazing team together, a planning team. And I want to just tell you quickly who they are. John Arana from Belize, Daniel Thompson and Jamila Falak from Jamaica, Brittany Grimes and Dr. Sonia Peters from Barbados. We have Christiane Zakor from Trinidad and Tobago, and Talia Mohammed from Trinidad and Tobago, Geneva Becker, Rasna Kawal, Renier Taus from Suriname, Chaz Carway from the Bahamas, and of course, our unbelievable project manager, Andrea Molnar. We're gonna hear a little more about her now. I want to introduce you to her because she is an amazing young lady. We, in fact, adopt her as a Jamaican. She visited us some time ago, and she went back to Europe being a full Jamaican. And I want you to meet our project manager, Andrea Molnar, who is going to tell us about the important event we're going to have this evening, Connecting with Mother Earth. Andrea?
Good evening. Sorry, not evening. It's still morning for you. I'm already getting to the evening. Thank you so much for the nice introduction, Prof. It is really my pleasure to work with this amazing team for a really great goal. So the event this evening, we're gonna kick off at 5 o'clock EDT time. And we thought that you're going to hear a lot of interesting conversations and presentation about tree planting, mainly from probably more the scientific part and history. And we thought that it would be a very nice way to kick off this week by hearing from people who connect or still carry the knowledge of the ancestors, who understand why is it so important to connect with nature and to respect Mother Earth. So we invited 4 elders, knowledge keepers from the region and from outside of the region to tell us a little bit more what are those traditional ways, what we can still integrate to our life this day and keep this connection with nature and with Mother Earth. Thank you. Back to you, Prof.
All right, thank you so much, Andrea. Andrea's been doing an amazing work, just pulling everything together, and thank you so much for the work you do, Andrea Molnar. All right, so day 2, tomorrow, we're gonna kick off tomorrow with our signature event, and this is an event organized in collaboration with the Clinton Global Initiative. And this is going to be our cultural celebration. We're so excited about it, and I'm gonna ask Talia Mohammed to tell us about this cultural celebration tomorrow.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to be here and be part of this phenomenal event happening. So tomorrow we have as a very exciting event, as Prof just mentioned, and Ms. Gauri Patel, one of the key collaborators that's been supporting us from the Clinton Global Initiative, will be taking lead to help host this event. And it's basically a demonstration and showcase of our Caribbean culture as it relates to nature and, of course, tree planting. Dr. Ryan Allard, an entrepreneur and researcher, will be speaking to us as a highlight of the event. And he's going to have a conversation with us on culture, trees, and the environment. And then that'll take us into some of the various countries featuring their various cultural pieces. We'll have some videos, some song playing from Kitts and Nevis, as well as from Trinidad and Tobago. We are very proud and happy to have Ms. Danica Thompson, who is a revolutionary arts educator and one of our leading spoken word artists in Trinidad. And she has written a special piece for us to commemorate Caribbean Tree Planting Week. We will also have, of course, you all met Rainier in the beginning, and he will be doing a demonstration of their culture in Suriname, and then with a short video. Haiti is also going to doing a video. We will also have some art pieces as well on display, and the event will close off with, of course, our brilliant Maki Conscious and our Plant Some Trees songs. So that'll be our cultural event for tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. So we're going to wrap up the evening. We'll see, one of the things we're going to see in the cultural event is the importance of the baobab tree. And so we thought that this tree is such a phenomenal tree that we really need to understand more about it and understand its connection to who we are as Caribbean people. And so we have none other than an international expert on the baobab tree, Professor John Rashford. And he will speak with us about the journey of the baobab tree from Africa to the Caribbean. That's going to be exciting. All right, and then on Wednesday morning, we have a collaboration with the forestry departments, and we have 3 forestry departments, Jamaica, Dominica, and St. Kitts and Nevis, and they're going to be talking about planning and planting in the future. And you should note that most of these events in the morning, with the exception of only one on Saturday and on Friday, will start at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that will be done in the morning. It's 10 o'clock Jamaica time. And I speak in Jamaica time because I know there's some Jamaican audience, but most of us in the Caribbean are in Eastern Standard Time. And in the evening at 5, we have another interesting presentation coming up from Trinidad. So I'm going to ask Talia to tell us a little more about that event from Trinidad.
So tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm saying tomorrow, Wednesday, we have another exciting event where we are really happy to get the involvement now of adolescents and kids involved in this project. As you know, they will be the future leaders, and it's very important that we collaborate with them and engage with them and get them in the correct attitudes and behaviors to take upon these challenges when they reach the correct age of youth. And so that led us to create a program with the Bridge Foundation to incorporate training and education for young kids and adolescents. So on Wednesday, I'll be heading up that event, and it'll be geared towards teaching on the importance of trees, as well as taking them for a little road trip around all the islands for them to see how wonderful and beautiful our Caribbean region is. And then, of course, talking to them about how to plant a seed, how to care for a seedling. So giving them some hands-on information, as well as getting them involved in the whole aspect of One Caribbean. And we will also be talking to them about saving seeds and the importance of them taking lead at their home and household level to save seeds and grow food.
All right, wonderful. And then on Thursday morning, we have a very interesting relationship between trees and women, empowered women and trees. And we have an empowered woman who's here with us this morning, Professor Grethel Bradford, and she's going to moderate that session, and she'll tell us a little about what we can expect on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Dr. Bradford, Professor, are you there? Unmute for me.
Yes, I am. Good morning,
Okay.
everybody. Happy Monday to you all. It is a pleasure just to be a part of this process. And you are up for an exciting 1 hour with women across the Caribbean who are really, really empowered to show how we as women can use trees to feed, to nurture our environment, to nurture our families, and to grow society. So I am looking forward to it. And I'm telling you, it's really something that I think you will be excited about to share with others. And so please share ahead so that other people can join us.
All right, wonderful. And then we have another empowered woman that is an empowered woman in her own right in the breadfruit space, especially the queen of breadfruit in the Caribbean, Mary McLaughlin. And Mike McLaughlin from Trees That Feed Foundation is going to do this amazing session on Thursday evening. Mary, tell us all about it.
Hi there, thanks. I feel honored and humbled to be among you people. You guys are heroes in my opinion. Trees That Feed is 12 years old. We started to plant trees to help the environment, to create jobs. We do an educational component and to address food sovereignty or food security. We work in 19 different countries. We focus on breadfruit, but not just breadfruit. We plant akis and naseberries and avocado, pear, and mangoes, but breadfruit is our primary tree. And we work with creating value-added products because we want the tree to be so successful that a family can add to the income of the family. So if we create an economic engine around the trees, then the trees will have greater power, greater value, and be kept alive. In the 12 years that we've been working, we have seen many, many, many small little businesses develop where people are making many different breadfruit products. This is what we're going to be talking about, how to really create value added from the fruit. And we're seeing people making money, and this is what we want. Small operations making money, sending kids to school, lifting themselves out of poverty. In Haiti, we do a very different program where we have a number of small artisan factories making breadfruit flour, small bakeries making breadfruit comparettes. That's like a ship's biscuit or a biscotti. It's made with breadfruit flour, cassava, molasses, and ginger. It's baked in traditional bakery in Haiti. They're all small bakeries. And that has a long shelf life. And we're using that to feed thousands and thousands of children each month. So we want to show how important the breadfruit tree is. It's a gold mine. It captures carbon, captures 1.3 tons of carbon, and it can feed people. So this is the ultimate giving tree. So this is what we support. And Rosalie, thank you so much for having me. It's been a wonderful journey. Many of you on this call are friends. So thank you. I look forward to speaking to you on Thursday.
Thank you so much, Mary. You're just a personal mentor, inspirator, motivator for me in this space. I must tell you, thank you so much for the work you continue to do. All right, on Friday morning at 1 o'clock, we're going to include the Spanish-speaking Caribbean. Remember, the Caribbean is English, Spanish, French, Dutch, and so on. And so we have a program, and it's a reforestation program by one of our partners, Para la Naturaleza. I am not a Spanish speaker, I apologize. And that will be done in Spanish. And then later, we'll also hear from another Dutch-speaking part of the Caribbean, Suriname. And so we have today the leader of the Suriname team, Renier Taus. And Renier will tell us about the climate change in the Caribbean, the role of mangroves, the presentation by Professor Naipaul. Renier?
Yes, hi Prof, hi everybody. I am honored to be part of this team. Tomorrow, Friday in the evening, Professor Naipaul from the university, our university in Suriname, he will tell you what is the role of mangroves in Suriname and in the Caribbean in mitigating the bad effects of the climate change. He will start in Suriname, he will tell what is going on in Suriname, and then he will go to the Caribbean and will also show what is the importance of these trees in the Caribbean. There we have the coral reef and so on. And he will also tell something about sustainable cities. So I will not go too much in his presentation, otherwise the keys are already lost. So I expect you tomorrow.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Renier.
Full presented as a presentation. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, great. All right, so on the weekend, the tree planting ambassadors will shine. They're gonna be with us all week, and they're working, pulling everything together. But on the weekend, we'll see them shining as they kick off the first of a training session that they're doing on a regular basis on composting. And we will see one of them host an exciting event on Saturday evening. So I'm going to hand over to Jamila Falat to tell us about these two events. Jamila? Jamila. Okay, I wonder if we lost her. I know she was here earlier. All right. I'm not seeing Jamila. So Jamila will co-host musical evening with trees. And that's being coordinated by the Jamaica Music Museum, the curator there, the Herbie Miller, he's director of the museum, as well as Jamila, and they'll both host this exciting evening where we're going to relax after a long week and hear music and understand the connection between trees and the artists who sing about trees. And then on Sunday morning, we'll hear about mental health and trees. And this is going to be a tree side, not a fireside, a tree side meditation and reasoning session. And we expect that that will be also a restful experience for all of us who've been doing so much for the all week. And then we're also going to get some Caribbean economists to reflect on all that we're doing and to answer some very tough questions about the challenging economic landscape that we face now, especially in the context of COVID-19, and to look to the future and to give us a sense of, you know, where we need to go and how we can improve our economic status. And then finally, we close at 5 p.m. on Sunday, and I'm going to ask Anthea to tell us about that closing session.
Okay, so the closing session is going to be a very exciting session because it's the end of the week, all the exciting activities that have taken place. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to ask all our presenters to come together and reflect and share on lessons learned. You know, what did we hear over the week? What are some of the cross-cutting issues that you know that we can talk about, and you know, and really set a framework of moving forward. What are the things that we need to do based on this week in the immediate future? What are our immediate next steps? And of course, how does this align with our broad mission and our core strategies that you mentioned? So as we do tree planting, how does it connect to education? How does it connect to empowerment? How does it connect to sustainable financing? So that should be an exciting session. And of course, we'll end it with our climate action call, asking everyone, not only in the region, but across the world to join us next year 2022. And we're going to do it bigger and better next year. So please stay with us right through the week and join us on Sunday. We're talking about everything that we.
All right, and that's a wrap. That's
and
the week
and it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
We'll wrap up the week of activities, and we're gonna pretty soon wrap up this event. But I want to just remind the audience that we're not just doing online events. This is kind of what we're doing across the region. Online, we can do this easily. But very importantly, the teams are on the ground planting this week, building awareness, doing climate action, doing what they need to do, especially in the context of what we've recently experienced across the region with Tropical Storm Elsa. Some of us will be cleaning up, bringing our lives back together after some kind of devastation that has taken place. So that's really where we are. I know that some of the plans will be disrupted because of what has just happened, and of course, given the COVID challenges that we continue to face, but the team is up to it. They've shown that they've been able to rise above these challenges, keep our eyes on the prize, keep our eyes focused on this threat that we have to fight climate change and to do our part, all of us. So as we move now to the closing, I want to just thank you all for being here and to be a part and to support us and to join us all of this week. And I'm going to ask Dr. Jenny Ward Robinson to just provide some closing remarks and wrap up this session for us. Over to you, Jenny. You're on mute, Jenny. You're on mute.
Well, you saw my excitement and enthusiasm for thanking everyone for an amazing program. It's a wow. It is a fantastic program planned for you. We have that. We have an amazing team and an amazing group of collaborators. We were off today with a great start. by the introduction by our own Tamina, and then of course by the powerful indigenous prayer from Suriname. We're grateful for all of you that have participated and those of you who will join us. We are looking forward to, I am looking forward to an amazing week as we celebrate the first ever Caribbean Tree Planting Week. And I can hardly believe that as a scientist, we are in this space, lending our Caribbean voice to this critical issue that is being discussed globally. And it is being done through the leadership of our chair, the Caribbean, and Rosalia, and under the leadership of the CariPhilAlliance. We're grateful to our partners. We're grateful to those who sponsor us, who lend a lot of sweat equities, my brothers and comrade, the board, and all of you ambassadors, we are grateful. So those of you who are listening and who will become introduced to the CariPhilAlliance for the first time, you can expect to learn more about the Caribbean culture. You will learn from us not only through music and through content, but you will also learn across our various languages. You will learn of our fundamental connections to Mother Earth. You will hear from speakers that will represent the countries and who will bring not only scientific perspectives, but as Mary mentioned, you will hear about our daily practices and how we live in partnership and harmony with trees. As a Barbadian, I am humbled to be a part of this key event. You will also hear from some leaders of our country, and we hope that you will not only join us this week, but you will also seek out ways to join us. I encourage you again, shamelessly plug in our website and invite you to visit our website and learn more about us. As we draw to a close, I am particularly excited that you will hear from the children, the future of our countries, who are already undertaking roles and leadership roles in understanding how they will continue the traditions that have brought us to here today, and traditions that are embedded in the history of our baobab tree. I encourage you to come and listen. It is a phenomenal story that provides linkages to us from Africa to the Caribbean and beyond. So this week, you will also learn that our efforts are aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, but they're not words on paper. We bring them alive, from Mary's Plant Trees That Feed, empowering the youth, engaging women in the leadership roles. And yes, ultimately, all of this exemplifies how we educate the communities, and ultimately how we learn to build resilience in our small island nations. Come back to join us at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will officially launch our program. Between now and then, go plant a tree. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much, and see you soon.
All right, and we're going to wrap up with a call to action from one of our tree planting ambassadors and youth leader, the phenomenal Talia Mohammed.
So I would love to, I am so proud to be able to be doing the first call to action. Today, we are starting off the week on a very high note, talking about all that we are going to do for the rest of the week. But just to remind everyone that the call to action is very important, that we all share in our spaces with regard to getting people to come online and support the letter that we are going to be sending to all the heads of state that is calling for establishment of a week dedicated for tree planting in the Caribbean. We really need all the heads of state to see this letter, so all signatures count at this point. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry, as we say in the Caribbean, the more that sign, the merrier, because every number counts. As well as we have our merch up and running on our website with our collaboration with Alba. And this is one of our key ways of raising funds to continue the sustainability of this project, where Alba, for every tree shirt, this designer tree shirt that Alba has taken on the responsibility to manufacture for us in a very sustainable and green economy type of business that they run, so that we are all playing a part to ensure that the planet stays green and healthy. So these shirts are very important to also share the message, as well as get people to come on and purchase them so we can also continue our tree planting. So our letter is important to sign, and please purchase a tree shirt and share with your friends and family, to all those who want to support in their own way and probably cannot plant a tree but could help in these ways. As a Caribbean region, we are now seeing the climate impacts happening. We saw Elsa and what it has done. And, you know, this is a phenomenal thing happening with regard to the 4th hurricane already named for the season, and we're not even in August. So please pay attention to what's happening in our region, and please share our messages of establishing a tree planting week and supporting us by purchasing our tree shirts. Thank you, Prof.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you all. The links are in the chat, and we look forward to seeing you later today and for the rest of the week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
See you
you.
later.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
On the horizon, plant some seeds, plant it in and out of season, plant some trees, it's time to start the mission, plant some seeds, oh, yo. Politicians don't have the answer, we change them every time, even though we make the change. We did and lost the truth. IMF is not the solution. We did and lost the truth. We need this revolution. We did and lost the truth. We control our destiny. The only solution is production and the science of self-reliance. Plant some trees. Plant some trees. Crisis on the horizon, plant some seeds, not to plant them out of season, plant some trees, it's time to start the mission, plant some seeds, plant it in and out of season, global financial meltdown put the whole world in a spin, these great financial wizards couldn't see this coming. Now we know the truth, got to take it to the root. Now we know the truth, we got to grow the fruit. Now we know the truth, this wealth won't get us by. As the rain fall from the sky, without the food you die. Plant some trees, crisis on the horizon, plant some seeds, plant them in and out of season, plant some trees, the horizon.